Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about, are you stressed and angry, and how do you move to choosing your emotions? Welcome. I'm Alison Lanza Falls. I'm one of only 300 certified high performance coaches and the co-author of Be Happy Now, From Wall Street Ambition and the Illusion of Success, My Path to Happiness. So let's ask ourselves today, where are we? Are you just grinding it out? Are you chronically stressed? Do you struggle with high blood pressure? Are you just too tired at the end of the day? And have you given up on yourself? Do you know somebody who has given up on their dreams? Let me share with you the opening of my chapter 5 in Be Happy Now, where I was on my journey at that point. I write, working on Wall Street, rising to be a managing director and one of a handful of women at the top level of a global investment banking organization, I knew how to handle stress. I knew how to handle conflict. I knew how to handle the vagaries of the markets and professional change, right? Wrong. Learning I have the power to choose was the first and remains one of the most powerful lessons in my journey. At the start, I was focused on stress and weight loss. I was not actually expecting to be on a journey. I just wanted to look and feel better. Don't we all? And haven't we all read hundreds of books and seen programs on exactly this issue? Well, let me share some very practical lessons from my journey. First of all, one of the things I learned was that it was very important for health and emotional control to learn how to do deep diaphragmatic breathing. Some of you may do yoga, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is breathing out into the nose and out through the belly, and then breathing out through the mouth. Well, in our stress management program, we teach people what I have called the 7x7x7 formula. And that is, do 7 deep diaphragmatic breaths. Takes what? Maybe 20 seconds. Then pick 7 times a day. What are the 7 times a day that you will regularly pick? Getting up in the morning is an obvious one. Going to bed at night is another obvious one. Pick the 5 times in the day in between. Might be coming home, might be picking up the kids from school, it might be right before lunch, might be right before your morning meeting, first morning meeting, but pick 7 times a day to do that 7 deep diaphragmatic breaths. And then do it 7 days a week. So what you're doing is you're training your body to know what it feels like to be relaxed, to get out of the fright and flight reaction. And once you trigger this deep breathing and you trigger the relaxation response, you're creating a habit of how to relax. So then we teach you to be aware of when you're just starting to be stressed. First thing you do is stop. You do your breathing. You can do it anywhere, anytime you're stressed. And then we also coach you using Stress to Best and your 4-letter personality type to where your best behavior is, where your go-to mode is, when you are most effective and productive, and when you are in control. So essentially what we are teaching you is to learn how to go from stressed to stop and to breathe, to understand where you're naturally at your best, where you respond rather than react, and where you are in control. And when you're in control, you are in control of your emotions. Another practice I learned very on was the gratitude practice. Every morning when I wake up, just as I'm opening my eyes, I think of at least 3 gratitudes. Maybe it's 3 people, maybe it's 3 things, maybe it is experiences that I have had or that I have shared, and change them up every day. That daily gratitude practice, and it's important to start that day with a smile and your daily gratitudes, and see where it takes you. And I do believe your gratitude practice will deepen. Certainly mine has. I invite you to take a look at a few of my blogs. I have a blog on the 7x7x7 formula. I have about 4 or 5 other blogs on stress management, and I have a couple of blogs on thankfulness and gratitude if you'd like to go a little bit deeper. In Certified High Performance Coaching, or if I can use shorthand, CHPC, we have a session that's great. It's on energy. And you'll take a look at our energy checklist. And we're going to invite you to pick 2 or 3 habits that you will decide to start to change immediately. Now, it's your choice. You get to choose from 3 columns. Column A is rest and exercise. One of the options in column A is meditation. That happens to be a personal favorite of mine. Column B is diet and nutrition. A whole host of options there, starting with a basic like drinking water. So if you're doing some things already, terrific. We're asking you to focus on something that you could add to your energy best practices. And finally, column C, that's my favorite. And those are daily energizing habits and exercises. For example, every hour on the hour. Doesn't matter whether you're in the corporate world, whether you are in business for yourself, whether you are a caregiver, whether you are a stay-at-home mom. Every hour on the hour, stretch and re-energize. Brendan says, and all of us high performance coaches love to say, an energy plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. So we are constantly aware of what are we doing throughout our day to re-energize and to generate energy so that by the time 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock rolls around, we're not totally drained. Another session in Certified High Performance Coaching is on psychology. Now, this isn't Psych 101. This is all about mindset. And we ask you, what are your top 5 strengths? 5, okay? And then we go deeper. How will you remind yourself of your top 5 strengths? And we go deeper yet. What are the triggers that you will use throughout your day, okay, that will remind you to live from your strengths? So are these questions that you routinely take the time to ask yourself and reflect upon? And that's the discipline, and that's the beauty of this framework, is that we take 1 hour over 12 different meetings, and you take the time and you find your answers, and I am your sounding board for you to talk them through, to think them through, to write them out. So that's it for today. I hope you'll come back for the 3rd video, where we're going to talk about How do you go from saying, I hate it when, to powerful persuasion? And in the meantime, I invite you to check out my website, www.alisonlanzafalls.com. And if you haven't connected with me on my business Facebook page, please do. It's at alisonlanzafalls.com. We'll talk soon and have a splendiferous day, my friends.